me say, the hype is real than ever, if that makes sense. About 5 minutes left, and we're on. That was pure awesomeness. Vai pro YouTube. Vai pro YouTube. Tiraste aquela foto Hey guys, Daniel here. So, ignore the noise, all of that stuff. In one of my previous videos, I said I was going to do a review on Deadpool. So I saw it yesterday, like last session of the night. Full room, everyone was just screaming and laughing. Was really an amazing experience. But anyway, I'm going to kind of divide this review, trying to do something different. So I'm going to start with non-spoilers. Well, no spoilers. And then I give you guys like a warning, a heads up, something like that. Something popping up on the screen, maybe. I don't know. And I'll start, just going full on spoiler mode. So just, if you guys want to see spoilers, if you guys want to hear spoilers, I don't know. So, Deadpool. Man, that movie was just pure awesomeness, if that's even a word. Now, I saw it yesterday, like the 12th of February. It's supposed to be coming out like in the rest of the world on the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. But it's right now. I can say that it's on my top 3 Marvel movies, and that's saying much. This movie was short, yeah, true, but it was really an amazing movie. Like, the story was well made. The elements of the story good English, were good. Were well positioned, I guess. I'm kind of weird with words. You guys know me. The character development was really, really well done. We had characters. The characters that matter to the story were given some kind of introduction, but not the same way, all of them. But Deadpool, we have his origin story from start to finish. Copycat, not entirely copycat. She's not copycat yet, but she is given an origin story as well. Ajax, also given some kind of origin story, even though it's not really there. You have to hear everything between the lines, but it's really well made. Like, you don't need to know everything about him to know who he is and what he does. His partner, Angel, if I'm not mistaken, I might be messing up the names. She doesn't get an origin story. She gets kind of a small introduction, and that's it. And it works well. We don't need to see her origin story. We just need to know who she is and what she does. The same thing with the Ajax. Now, the only thing I didn't like about character development were Colossus, Teenage Megasonic Warhead, or I might be messing up the names again, and the rest of the X-Men, because there are no X-Men. It's weird. The X-Men are there, but I'm not totally there. It's a weird thing. Now, the most amazing thing about this movie was the fourth wall breaking. Like, I think we all read that Ryan Reynolds kind of improvised a lot, this moment, breaking the fourth wall, like, just, he was mid-scene, and just turned to the camera and to say something really hilarious. That was really well made, man. The most funny times, the most laughing I had during this movie was fourth wall breaking. It's natural. Deadpool is known for doing that, so it can only turn to be a good thing. The only other thing that I have to say I don't know. all the references and cameos, because the references to, pop culture, the rest of the Marvel universe, are really, really well made. I mean, we're just looking at some kind of action scene, and then Deadpool turns and says something so weird that we all get, oh my god, he just said that. He didn't. It's really, really well made. The cameos are really, really amazing too. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil you guys. I'm gonna talk about that all the little details right after this, I guess. But I mean, overall, if I had to rate this movie in some kind of scale like 0 to 10, maybe, I will give it a 10. This movie is just pretty amazing. It's definitely worth the Blu-ray, the DVD, all of that stuff, even the collector's edition, because, I mean, if the DVD will sure come out with a bunch of extras, like tons. The Blu-ray, which I believe has more memory than the DVD, I think, I never really understood that, is going to have even more, and if there's a collector's edition, it will be definitely worth the money. That's all I have to say. I mean, so right now, the spoiler-free review is pretty much over, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just stop watching right here, give a like to the video, all of that stuff, because right now I'm going to enter spoiler territory, and, well, if you guys don't want to be spoiled, just leave. Bye-bye. Now, to spoilers. Well, my favorite part, the most amazing part for me in the movie was Hugh Jackman. Now, Wolverine is not in the movie. Sadly, he had to be there. But the references to X-Men Origins Wolverine were just too lovable to be hated. We get a scene where he is about, right after he finds out he has the cancer and all that. He is at home, just like depressing, kind of, and we see an action figure of that Baraka Deadpool from X-Men Origins. Man, and it's just really weird. It's weird but amazing in the same time. And one other thing that was really, priceless was the different cameos from Hugh Jackman's face. Like, literally, his face. We see, in the beginning of the movie, there are magazines and all that. Well, throughout the movie, we see a bunch of magazines with different things. Most of them with Ryan Reynolds' face. But some of them, well, almost in the end of the movie, we see a magazine with Hugh Jackman's face. And then, in the end of the movie, Copycat. I'm going to call it Copycat because I don't have a list of the names. Vanessa. Yeah, Vanessa, well, whatever. Vanessa, aka Copycat, in the near future, maybe, removes Wade's, aka Deadpool, mask, and underneath the Deadpool mask, he has, the cut, just the face of Hugh Jackman stapled to his own face. It's like he sees himself as this really ugly person now so badly that he prefers to have another face stapled to his own than to show his, true face. It's really weird, but really, really funny. Now, getting the name was really a funny moment because, he is kind of a bounty hunter, mercenary kind of character, and he goes to this bar where TJ Miller's character, he's a barman. I think he's also the owner, and the guy just goes and, every now and then someone starts a fight, and there's this Deadpool to check or to vote or to, kind of, bet maybe on whoever's going to die. And TJ Miller's character always bets on Wade Wilson to die. which is kind of ironic because he himself says that after Wade gets his powers and can no longer be killed, he just says, well, the irony is I bet on you and now you're immortal, so I'm screwed. Something like that. No, I already said that the character development is really well made. One of the most kind of interesting, I guess, parts was when Deadpool is, kind of rebirth from the ashes. And this was another really cool thing because in the beginning of the movie, after I arrived with my friends and sit down and waited, there's all that publicity and trailers from upcoming movies. So there was Captain America Civil War and X-Men Apocalypse. And now, first of all, I started crying on Captain America Civil War. It was the first trailer, the one where, I'm sorry, Tony. I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice, but he's my friend, so was I, that kind of moment. And then it ended. It went to X-Men Apocalypse, and with all that thing, we will bring their world down, and from the ashes we will build a better one, something like that. It kind of, I don't know if it was made on purpose, but it really felt like there was something there. So that was really cool. And after X-Men Apocalypse trailer, there was Suicide Squad trailer, which was even more amazing. But anyway, moving on. So after Deadpool gets kind of created, after his mutations get activated, he's kind of rebuilt from ashes because everything around him just crumbles down. And he has to hunt for Ajax because he doesn't know where he is. All he has is a name, Francis, which was kind of weird because Ajax was kind of a hey-hole. He was always asking, what's my name, what's my name, who's my name, what's my name, something like that. That was maybe the only downside of this movie because the guy wouldn't just shut up with a name. But anyway, another thing that many of you may be thinking is the CGI. I mean, is the CGI good? Yes. I bet, like all movies, they used a bunch of CGI to make, landscapes and all that. And there was only kind of 2 moments where I noticed that the CGI could have been a little bit better. And that was the final fight, but it's completely understandable because, everything is happening so fast that you may let something skip. It's not major, it's just something like the movement of an arm, something like that you noticed that it's not that well made. It's just not perfect, It's kind of like 98% perfect. So, I already talked about the references and the jokes, so not gonna spoil that anymore because I really don't remember any. The only thing is, there were a lot of references to the X-Men, a lot of reference to pop culture, like Star Wars. I remember that one. References to Power Rangers, I think, which were kind of really awesome in some way. What more? Well, the reference to Green Lantern, the reference to other Marvel characters, everything like that, and it really worked well. Now, for some reason, and it's a comedy reason, but, Deadpool has some kind of fixation on Ryan Reynolds. It's really a funny kind of game because Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool and Deadpool is fixated on Ryan Reynolds, so it's really a good thing to, fixate on, I guess. And the final point is pretty much that the movie works on flashbacks. Like, the movie opens with, what's the word I'm looking for? The highway. The highway sequence where Colossus and Megasonic Teenage Warhead find Deadpool, and stop whatever he's doing. The movie opens with that, with Deadpool getting to the highway, you know, destroying everything, killing everyone, and the bad guys, and just going through all of that stuff, and then goes on with flashbacks. The movie works very well with that because, you know, the movie opens with Deadpool on the hunt for Francis, aka Ajax, and then goes on a flashback to explain how he became Deadpool, or how, whatever the reason that thing happened, and it works really well. It's really a funny thing to watch. And pretty much I guess that's it. I mean, well, I guess the only thing I have to say left is that the Stan Lee cameo on this movie was one of my favorites. It was little, even littler, is that a word? I don't know. Is even, yeah, littler. I can't remember another word. Than many other movies, but it's really well placed. It's really well made, so it's really awesome. And there's this scene where right after the highway, Deadpool gets a reference on 127 hours, if I'm not mistaken. He chops off his hand and just goes, and his hand starts growing back because it's healing factor. It's not like on the comics where he gets a cut and that instantly, yeah, that's the word, heals off. No, it's something that takes like a little more time. So this hand starts growing from kind of, you know, baby to grown man again. It's really a weird scene, but it's really a fun scene. And the other thing that is that he always forgets his stuff. Like, he carries a bunch of weapons to the final battle, and he forgets the bag with the weapons. It's just, you know, it's just for comedy relief, maybe. And pretty much I'm gonna end with the downside, maybe, to the movie, because there were three things, well, two things I didn't really get, or I didn't really enjoy it that much. That was Colossus. I mean, I know that Deadpool isn't supposed to be on the same universe as X-Men, but I think they could have made an exception for Colossus. And the other thing is pretty much the X-Men, because, well, I loved X-Men. Well, not all of the movies, but I love X-Men, and I really wish that they could have made a really good, you know, connection with that universe. And that kind of reminds me of another great reference where Colossus say that they're taking Deadpool to the professor, something like that, and he instantly asks, "Who, McAvoy or Stewart?" That just, I mean, the whole movie theater just straight up blow laughing. It was just really, I mean, overall, this movie was just amazing. So, 10 out of 10, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoy this video, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I'm gonna be making more reviews. And I want to kind of ask you guys something. Would you like me to start making reviews on, you know, other movies? Not just like movies that are released, but movies like, you know, that are older movies, kind of like that. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. So that being said, hope you guys enjoy the video, and bye bye.